channel to Halloween pumpkin carving ASMR. Today, I'm going to be showing you my efforts this month with pumpkin carvings. So, because of the pandemic and the lockdown, I've had to find other ways of entertaining myself. Now, I haven't carved pumpkins in years, but this year I just needed something to do, really. So this autumn I went down to Tesco's to get my first pumpkin, and as you can see, I'm taking off the top bit. Now, little fun fact about me, but knives scare me a bit. And I remember when I did my pumpkin years ago, my aunt helped with taking out the insides and doing the knife bits that were a struggle. I'm starting to get better with knives as time goes by, but I used to be really scared of them. Now with this pumpkin, I'm doing a time-lapse video, and I really enjoyed carving the pumpkins because for me it was just a cathartic experience to just switch off and be in the moment of just stabbing and get my frustrations out. And yeah, so at this point I got the top off, and it feels like an art attack video a little bit, or like a how-to video. But so now I'm taking out the insides, and you can see all the pumpkin seeds. And this bit I didn't enjoy very much. I love carving, but I don't enjoy the cutting of a pumpkin. It is so squishy, and your fingers get all sort of wet and slushy, and my hands will get cold because I was outside, because when you get your hands wet and the wind comes along, your hands get cold. And just the scraping of the knife as you're trying to get the seeds out. I'm sure there's a better tool for doing it, but I'm not an expert in carving. So this is like an amateur guide with how to do it, so don't follow this example. But considering I haven't done it in years, I thought I did really well for a beginner. We're taking out the seeds and the cuts. Later on I decided to wear gloves. So you can see most of it I put into the bowl. Now, I don't know if you can make soup with it, or you can use the seeds for something, but if you do know, let me know in the comments. But yes, so I wanted to do more than just one pumpkin this year, and I had lots of different ideas of what I wanted to do with this pumpkin. And I definitely achieved that by the end of this video, and you'll find out how many pumpkins are in the end that I made. So yeah, I continued cutting, and gosh, I really miss my aunt watching this video because she was just brilliant. She just went in. I struggled with this bit so much, it was ridiculous. So it's completely empty on the inside, well, mostly empty. Now here I just went ahead and I had this visual image of what kind of pumpkin I wanted to sort of make. Very simplistic design, really, and just started carving the eyes, and watching this back is really funny for me because it's interesting to see the way what it was like back then. Just in general, this month has been quite miserable weather. I love autumn as a season, but in England we don't get the sort of dry autumn weather where the leaves are falling and you can sort of enjoy the end of summer as the colours become beautiful, because autumn is one of my favourite seasons. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. But this year, Britain always seems to muck up autumn. We've had so much rain, it just has been unreal. And as I'm editing and recording this, we've had the daylight savings and it gets darker sooner now. And I don't know, other places do it better with darker months, but with the lockdown it's 2 eyes, and I was thinking about what to do for the teeth. I remember with my first pumpkin, I did it based on a firebomb monster from Final Fantasy. Now this one, I just wanted to do a regular pumpkin that looked a bit too happy, just your regular, kind of creepy but kind of cute pumpkin with jagged teeth. And I think I had a special name for this pumpkin, I can't remember what I called it. I'll have to check Instagram. What did I call it again? Oh, I'm starting to take out the teeth as well, that's exciting. Oh, okay, so I called this pumpkin Happy Go-Kin. Happy Go-Kin. Clearly I was much more happy when I wrote this. But yes, Happy Go-Kin is being born here. Now I did this so early before pumpkins, and pumpkins, they expire really quickly, so I always recommend probably doing this the week before Halloween and not 3 weeks before Halloween, like at the beginning of October. But for me, I did it more as a therapy of getting through the pandemic and just to try and get through all the struggles that have been going on lately. But yeah, Happy Go-Kid looks really adorable here, and that was my first pumpkin ready to go. So at this point, I'm just putting the rest of the rubbishy bits in the rubbish to go to the food waste, tidying up his smile, being a little bit like a dentist, and God, I miss that weather, the longer daylight hours. Now at this point, with my first pumpkin, I decided to light up Happy Go-Kin. So the next video clip is of me using a match, and this is like around sunset, sort of twilight, and the golden hour where you can, it's really such a nice shot. Well, this is definitely not the golden hour, this is like probably past sunset, dusk, where it's getting a bit dark. Luckily the kitchen has such bright light so you can still see outdoors, but yeah. So I got a candle ready and some matches, and my mum wasn't too keen on the pumpkins, doesn't really like them, thinks they're a bit too creepy, like gremlins or something, or like having a gnome in a garden. So we had such a big laugh about the pumpkins this year. And at this point, I'm just trying to figure out how to get the pumpkin open again and get the top off, because I'm just very slow at doing things basically. Now at this point, you're gonna watch me fail a couple of times with the matches, and oh wow, I actually got it the first time, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of the later video. But yeah, oh wow, first go. What happened there? Oh, that is a cool shot, first time as well. Well, clearly I was brilliant when I first started. Later on, with all the collection of pumpkins, I really struggled with the matches. I don't know why, maybe I was just exhausted. But I was snapping them, some of them were being blown out. Or maybe I was just doing it on a night which wasn't great for lighting up pumpkins. So Happy Go-Kid is almost ready to light up for the night. And yeah, I was really impressed with my carving skills for this one, even though it's really basic. Because I've seen like on Pinterest and Instagram, people, they make these incredible pumpkins, like the designs and the fine details, which I just think, how on earth did you do that? It's just like, how did they must have used like some really specialist tools to do that, and I don't know. I mean, I remember when I went to the pumpkin farm, which you'll see later on in the video, they had some cutting tools for pumpkins, but it looked really flimsy to use, like plastic, and I don't know how that would do all those fine details that I was thinking of. Anyway, the pumpkin is lit now, and Happy Go-Kid looks so cute. I was really, really, really happy candles. I love glow-in-the-dark lights, books that light up, lamps. Maybe it's an introvert thing or whatever, but it's just something really soothing about it. And yeah. Yeah, happy cooking definitely looks more creepier in the dark than during the day. And speaking about Halloween, I have sorted out my Halloween costume, which I'll be revealing on Halloween. And I'm excited. It's got a theme going. And I can't wait to show it. That'll be really good. So definitely follow me on Instagram if you want to see that reveal. But yeah, this was a really fun video to make. I enjoyed every single moment of carving and lighting and sort of thinking of what faces to do next. My aim was to try and do 10 pumpkins, but this year with the pandemic, my finances are just not that great, and I sort of have to be more economical and not waste too much money, save for a rainy day. This year I don't know if we'll get many trick-or-treaters knocking on the door, and there definitely won't be any parties, what with people getting fined £10,000, which I think is mental. And I think there's something relaxing about just watching candles burning and just a cute little pumpkin, especially when there's a lot of negativity, to just switch off and pretend to drift off in the dark. But yeah, ever since I was young, I sort of always liked witches and black cats and pumpkins, and there was something that always drew me to like that sort of magical world a little bit. I don't know why, but lately I'm just really into jack-o'-lanterns. My friend Amy got a pumpkin stuffed toy, which was really cute. And I think if you love pumpkins, there definitely should be like a pumpkin which doesn't rot or something. I don't know, like you can carve like a pumpkin and sort of preserve it, so you can. But it has to be like a pumpkin you're really proud of the design and you want to keep it for good. But I don't know if there's anything like that. And maybe probably just better to get like a candle holder of that sort of way or something. But yeah, I'm hoping. I looked at the weather forecast and I think for Halloween there's not much point going out. But I'm hoping on that night maybe to watch Hocus Pocus, or maybe the new Witches film with Anne Hathaway. And I'm going to look up the actress's name because I love this actress, she's just fantastic. The Witches 2020 film. Cast. Octavia Spencer. Octavia Spencer is fantastic. And it's a shame it's on HBO. I'll have to wait a little bit longer to watch it, but that is a really cool film to come out on Halloween. I think they timed that really well. And hocus pocus, maybe a horror film. If you have any recommendations, do put them in the comments. Oh, and Tim Burton's Halloween in Halloween Town. Whenever I also think of pumpkins, I also think of Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Like Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, where he goes to Halloween Town, and him, Donald and Goofy have these really cool Halloween outfits with this pumpkin eye patch on Sora's eye. Sometimes it's pumpkin and sometimes it's something else, but it looks so cool. And just the design of the town and the music, the curly hill, Zero the ghost dog, Jack Skeleton, just the character designs, the settings. Although is it just me, but Santa Claus looks really creepy in that film. And yeah, just not as warm as I'd expect him to be. But then again, maybe that's Jack Skeleton's perspective. Or maybe it's the film, the Halloween aesthetic sort of affecting Christmas Town. But yeah. My last thought for this video section ends is that I wonder if there are pumpkin scented candles. Pumpkins or flavoured scented candles. That would be a novelty item to sell during autumn. I think would really do well. And that was Happy Go Kid lit up with the candle. So, as you can see in the video, this is my second pumpkin from Tesco's. So again, I started with the top, cutting the top of the pumpkin as always. Now with this pumpkin, I sort of wanted to go for a more creepy look, or something more angry, and I didn't quite achieve that with this pumpkin. Spoilers alert, you'll see it and you let me know in the comments what you think of it. But with this pumpkin, and I can't believe I forgot the name of it, so once again I'm gonna have to check it again. But this is the, oh, what a strange name. I called this pumpkin Whatever Orange. Whatever Orange. So that's a bit of a weird name, because it just did not turn at all how I expected. So you let me know if you can think of a better name for this pumpkin that's I'm currently cutting. Now you can see by this point I sort of learnt from my first experience and I decided to wear washing up gloves. Maybe there's better things to wear than washing up gloves, but I just didn't want my fingers getting icky. I had my sleeves rolled up and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't get my fingers wet, because it just slows down the process to have to wash your hands again, and it feels cold, and you know, during October the temperature isn't really that warm in the UK, so you don't really want to get your fingers wet and then back out in the cold again. And I wanted the space of the garden to be able to do this, not to do this indoors, because you can do this indoors, but I wanted sort of fresh air and to feel like I'm part of nature, and because I don't know, carving seems more fun outdoors in a garden than indoors. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. So at this point, I started carving out the eyes. At this point I really wanted some angry looking eyes, so I had this very specific image in my head when I was carving and sort of scraping. nose this time instead of a triangle. I went for a little bit of a circle. And for the mouth, I sort of went more for a very... trying to go more for a very grumpy looking mouth, I think. At the moment, we'll see. But here's one of the problems I found. This is what I want to know more about specialist tools. Use a knife, you can't do very small. So at this point, there's the mouth, and I tried doing eyebrows. And it just looks so like whatever. It just doesn't look that. So that was the second pumpkin, whatever, orange. Right, the next bit. So at this point I wanted some... My friend Amy invited me to Taywell Farm, which is in Kent. And I wanted to film a video here because this place is beautiful. It's organic pumpkins from... Well, I think it's organic. Naturally grown pumpkins on this farm in Kent, Taywell Farm. And you could find all sorts of pumpkins. I mean, there was a pumpkin that looked ready to come out of a Cinderella fairy tale. And we wanted to sort of find some unusual looking pumpkins that you don't normally find in Tesco's. So we found like sort of mushroom shaped pumpkins. We found green shaped pumpkins, toadstool shaped pumpkins, and I mean, just look at some of these ones. You got this really strange looking one there, and some really big ones. There was this really big one I wanted, but I just didn't have a wheelbarrow to get it, and to drive it back would have been a nightmare. But oh, you had some really cute tiny ones and some really funny shaped ones. So we left really early in the morning to get here. Oh, I really like this one with the green. But oh, and I really like that tree as well. That was a beautiful tree. But we left early in the morning to sort of avoid the rush, and I think we did really well to get there early, and we picked some really nice pumpkins. Now, this was at the beginning of October, so I always sort of recommend, if you want to do pumpkin carving, to sort of do it at the beginning of October before it gets the last week, because I think at this point most of these pumpkins are probably gone, especially as families sort of come and decide to pick it. And I think a lot of people had the same idea, that they wanted some distractions this autumn, especially with everything going on. So that's a really beautiful, like sort of dark green, olive green, and some really exciting ones. But just to warn, if you go for some unusual ones, they're going to be more trickier to cut. Oh, the sunshine that day was beautiful.
Yeah, filming.
And it wasn't too... It was a little bit nippy, but it wasn't too freezing.
Well, at the moment I've got this.
And as always, make sure to wear Wellington boots if you go to these things. Don't forget Wellington boots. Don't take trainers, because you want something that can really grip the ground, especially with the rain and the mud.
So like the next stage.
That was a really fun day. And then they also had like a cafe that sold pumpkin lattes, and there was like a pumpkin blow up monster, and I've got more photos on Instagram, so do check them out if you're interested. So yeah, so I got 2 pumpkins in the end from Taywell Farm. This was the first one. It was like a baby one with like a funny shape. So it was partially orange, partially green, and it just looks like something from like a fairy tale or a folklore, or it just looks really... So for the small one, I had to go for a sort of cute look. So something really cutesy, really bubbly, really happy. And by the end of it, I thought I did a good job with that. Bearing in mind as well, it's more tougher, because I think when they're green, they're still not quite ripe, which means I think they're going to be tougher to carve. So some of these did take longer to do. I find with these ones ones, they just felt more better than the Tesco ones. So I do recommend if you are going to Tesco's and thinking, "God, are these? Is this it?" See if you can find a local farm or somewhere close by that does grow their own pumpkins, and see if you can pick one to take home. Definitely recommend that. So again, I'm doing the cutting, and this is going really quick, but yeah, and long process of tipping it out, cutting away, tipping it out, cutting away, tipping it out, cutting away, and it's a lot of repetition basically. The fun part's the carving, but the beginning before you get to the carving is a lot of hard physical work. So it looks like cornflakes. Is that just me looking back at this? Maybe it's because it's still not fully ripe, but it just doesn't look like pumpkin seeds. I just love the colours as well. There's so many beautiful colours. And I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh. God, that was... Oh, at this point my mum was helping to get some of the scraping out, so thanks mum. Bless her. And... Scrape, 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 scrape. Oh, and you got a brief glimpse of the giant pumpkin, which I also got from Taywell Farm. So after a lot of scraping, the next segment was to sort of plan how I was going to get the cute looks. And for this one, I sort of had to look through my phone and look at think of some ideas for something that wasn't too difficult, because again, when you get a small pumpkin, you're working with less space. So if you make a mistake, it's more difficult to correct because you haven't got a lot of space to correct with. So to begin with, I had to sort of think which side of the pumpkin I was going to draw on. And here I've just sort of done an outline of the eyes and the mouth, and just sort of trying to think if that would work or not. And God, I was a little bit too ambitious. I tried to do eyelashes, which was too fine detail. If you're going to do something like that, you need proper specialist equipment or something, because with a knife there might be a way. I'm no expert on this, but it was really tricky to do. I just struggled to do that, and sort of digging in the blade, and I had to do it piece by piece. Okay, dig in again, and I think there's a lot of sprinkling going on in the background because I'm seeing some random date seeds also in the background. That's a bit random. Right, so I had a little break, and I'm now back in again with the eyes. I'm not sure what I did for the nose quite yet. But, oh, so we got the first eye out. Now at this point with the second eye, I realised that I kind of need to ditch my plan with the eyelashes, because it just... If you have any tips for doing eyelashes, let me know in the comments, but this was so tricky to try and do. And I guess with practice you sort of learn new tricks along the way. So if I do this again someday, I'll try and see if I can get some more maybe specialist equipment. But again, depends what happens next year, who knows what will happen. I'm hoping I'll have more things to do than just pumpkin carving. Oh, right. So at this point I cut out the mouth. And for this pumpkin, writing it. I think it's Kawaii-kin. Yep, Kawaii-kin. Because kawaii means Japanese for cute. Because I thought it was a bit of a cute pumpkin. And I had to cut the tiniest itsy bitsy little nose for Kawaii-kin. So, hi Kawaii-kin, welcome to the family. So yeah. Now we come to the big pumpkin. So this really big bad boy, if you want to call this pumpkin, was and when I picked this one from Taywell Hill, the stalk broke off. I mean, this was how big this thing was. There was a bigger one than this, and the family picked it up. I don't know if they used a wheelbarrow from Taywell Farm. I didn't know they had any, but they had a wheelbarrow to pick it, and yeah, it was just mental. This pumpkin was colossal, and I just knew it was going to take a while, so this was the pumpkin that took the longest to sort of carve out the top, and of course there was so much to scoop out inside. So again, it all just varies from size to size, and so I think at this point the top was off. And it's going to be more tricky to get it off because the stalk was broken off, so fun tip, try not to break the stalk when you're picking pumpkins because you're going to struggle getting the top off. Okay, so next I started cleaning the outside again because it was just a little bit filthy from all the mud, and I think I'm getting more water to clean it or something. Oh, yeah. So I'm just cleaning it with a jug and sort of sprucing it up. I think I tried cleaning that dried mud, but in the end just gave up and tried the other side. But, yeah, I would recommend checking the side which has got covered in mud and just go in there, basically. Unless you're doing a really special pumpkin where both sides are carved out, so when you rotate it, there's always something interesting going on with it, but I think that's too much effort, really. But you do you, I suppose. Oh, so we're back to the gutting again. Oh, this is always just my least favourite bit, gutting. Just, oh, it is such a frustrating and arduous process that I just wasn't that keen on, if I'm perfectly honest. There you go. So I'm digging away, and if you look at the right hand corner, there's a random candle. That's a circle. I didn't know candles came in that shape, but there you go. I'm sort of diverting because I'm so fed up with talking about gutting, but there you go. And I don't know what it is, but there's something quite apt about gutting a Halloween pumpkin when Halloween's all about scary stuff, and well, if you go too scary, like gore, so you're kind of taking out the insides of a pumpkin, which is quite gory if you think about it. Oh. So with this pumpkin, I really wanted to go for a really, really creepy, sort of disturbing look. So this is going to be the king pumpkin that is going to creep everyone out. Now for this, I had an idea that it'd be very demonic eyes, like sort of slits, like of a snake, of like a demon, and with slit-like noses, nose like Voldemort, and with a smile that is really, really, really wide, like a Joker-like smile. Like the smile is so long it breaks into across your cheeks. It's like a really unnatural smile. So that was my thinking behind this sort of pumpkin aesthetic look. Now, the carving bit was actually quite nice. With a pumpkin of this size, it's a little bit more tricky, but also more fun in some ways. You can go for a really dramatic look and really go for something really exaggerated. So this is a bit jumped up forward later on, but I've cut out the nose and the eyes and the this point I did the mouth. I'm just sort of fine detailing it. Now for this pumpkin, I decided to call this pumpkin Demonkin. Not sure why those clips are the other way around, but I decided to call this pumpkin Demonkin as the head leader of our pumpkin family. And after all that pumpkin carving and everything that's happened, this is the whole family. So we have got Kawaiikin, Demonkin, whatever orange, and Happy Go-Kin on the right there. So this was the pumpkin family, and by 4 pumpkins I was really happy with leaving it sort of there. So after all 4 pumpkins got carved and sorted, I wanted to light them all up and sort of do a soothing video where you see all the 4 pumpkins lit up. Now, this was a bit of a windy night to film this, so I had to get the candles ready and do this at night when it wasn't raining. And all the candles were sort of ready. The matches. Now I really struggle, so please do not judge on how badly I'm lighting these, because I'm snapping matches. I mean, this one, I think this is a fail, is it? Yep. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I could edit this out, but oh wow, that really lit up, didn't it? And then it blows out. Does it blow out? I swore it blew out. Yep. I really sucked at doing that. Let it blow out. Oh god. Oh gosh, I just didn't have much luck with those bloody matches. It's really not that funny, but I tend to have a tendency to laugh at things that are really not that funny, but in my head they are, so yeah. Anyway, so the first match was lit, and then the first candle was done, so Happy Go-Kin is lit up for the second time. Yay! Happy Go-Kin, yay! Now for, I don't know who's lit up next. Whoever was the least trickiest. I have a feeling whatever orange was probably the hardest. No, maybe it was Demonkin. Oh my god, you think with more practice I would have done better with this, but oh my god. Maybe because it was cold and I struggled, but are we going to be lighting the matches off camera? Oh, okay, I think I was trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to do. Right, is this gonna light? No. Oh, there we go. Oh, lovely. Did I like? Oh, wow. Okay, so the second candle is lit. And do you know what? I'm going to look up some pumpkin facts whilst I'm struggling with matches. So some pumpkin facts. Oh, so a pumpkin is a cultivar of winter squash that is round with smooth, slightly ribbed skin, and is most often deep yellow to orange in coloration. The thick shell contains the seeds and pulp. 16 pumpkin fun facts from goodhousekeeping.com. Okay. Oh, okay, so at this point I lit up all 3 candles in a row. Oh, look at that match. So pumpkin had a lot of sales. In 2017 it was $440 million. Or the largest pumpkin pie ever baked weighed 3,699 pounds. That's a very heavy pumpkin pie. Okay, so Kawaiikin has been lit up. Very exciting. And I think I could get whatever orange is going to be next with lit up. Fact number 7. The world's heaviest pumpkin weighed over 2,600 pounds and it was grown in Germany and presented in October 2016. So, I wonder if that pumpkin's big enough to be Cinderella's carriage. I mean, what size are we sort of talking there? It's ridiculous. Fact number 6. 80% of the US's pumpkin crop is available during October, which makes sense. That's the time when people would. That's the season for them. Morton, Illinois calls itself the pumpkin capital of the world. Over 1.5 billion pounds of pumpkin are produced each year in the United States. Pumpkins are grown on every continent except Antarctica. And the original jack-o'-lantern lanterns were made with turnips and potatoes by the Irish. The word pumpkin showed up for the first time in the fairy tale Cinderella. Interesting. Before that they were called cosmelons in 1584 and pompions. That is interesting. So it wasn't until 17th century they were called pumpkins. Well, there you go, there you have it. Alright, so whatever orange is now lit up. And I am just struggling to get Demonkin lit up. That was a bit of a... Oh, 6 things you may not know about pumpkins from history.org. History.com. Right. Let's learn some more about pumpkins. Oh wow, they're all lit up. This is exciting. Yay. Or as Paris Hilton would say, that's hard. Oh, that's cute. I don't know who would say that's cute. Or that's kawaii. That's creepy. So I turn off the kitchen light and the rest of this video is our pumpkin family chilled out in the garden, lit up in the dark. So okay. So whilst you enjoy the pumpkins lit up in splendour, I'm going to quietly read some pumpkin facts you may not know. So, from history.com, pumpkin seeds should be planted between the last week of May and the middle of June. They take between 90 and 120 days to grow and are picked in October when they are bright orange in colour. Their seeds can be saved to grow new pumpkins the next year. Illinois, as we already heard, is the largest producer of pumpkins in the United States. It harvests twice as many pumpkin acres as any of the other top producing states. One other fact that we've already known. In 1584, French explorer Jacques Cartier explored the St. Lawrence region of North America. He reported finding gros melons. The name was translated into English as zucchini. Zucchini. These plants are native to Central America and Mexico, but now grow on 6 continents, all but Antarctica. Pumpkins. Pumpkins. And here are some more facts. Pumpkins are fruits, not vegetables. So, like we said earlier, they're part of the gourd family, which includes other fruits like watermelon and winter squash. Pumpkin pie wasn't served at the Pilgrims' Thanksgiving. Interesting. They were the first jack-o'-lanterns. And they originated from North America. You could even have pumpkin seeds as snacks. But just remember, your jack-o'-lantern won't make a good pie. National Pumpkin Day is celebrated every October 26th. Well, that's pretty cool. So that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 6 days before Halloween. So remember, October 26th is National Pumpkin Day. I'm going to end this video by saying thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this slightly odd adventure of carving pumpkins. And as we reach the end of the video, I'm blowing out each candle, and hopefully you've relaxed, you've maybe got some ideas of what you'd like to do for pumpkin carving, and maybe learned one thing or two about pumpkins with the random facts I read out. And if you feel stressed or like you're going through too much, then just know that you're not alone. You are doing so well, and to keep going and finding a focus with a hobby or a distraction. It doesn't have to be pumpkin carving, it could be anything you like. Even gardening, something that connects you with nature and helps you to forget your worries and your strife. To quote from the Jungle Book. So, good night, happy-go-lucky. Good night. Good night. Good night. And if you go trick-or-treating, make sure to stay safe. Have a wonderful end of October, National Pumpkin Day, and happy Halloween. Good night, whatever. Good night. Good night. Good night, kawaii. Good night. Good night. And last, the final boss, who rules the Pumpkin Kingdom. Good night, Demonkin. Good night. Good night. Farewell, and into the dark we go. Good night. Congratulations, you made it to the end of another video by Okay, this is the part where I'm going to now promote my series. If you like Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Final Fantasy, or sort of Japanese stuff, do check out my novel series. It's a sci-fi fantasy series called the Time Chronicle series. The first book and the second book are currently out on paperback, hardcover and Kindle, and they're available on Amazon, Waterstones and Barnes & Nobles. Do check it out. It's about a girl who goes to a mysterious school in London, unlocks some magical powers, and the school is interested in shaping humanity's timeline for their own agenda. So, it's a bonkers series, do check it out. If you're interested in getting merch of the illustrations from the series, check out the Redbubble link. We've got pillows, posters, you name it, it's all there. If you want to support more content being created on this channel and also for the novel series, do become a Patreon subscriber today. Instagram, Twitter. And with that, farewell, take care, have a fantastic life, live your best life, and sayonara, a bientôt, bon nuit. Till the next time we see the sky that's blue and red and yellow and orange and blue.